Good morning, students. In this class, we discuss about equivalent circuit of transformer. To understand the equivalent circuit of transformer, first of all, we discuss about the parts of the transformer. So basically, there are three parts: winding, primary winding, secondary winding, and third is transformer core. Basic parts associated with electrical supply. Three parts: one is primary winding, second is secondary winding, and is transformer core. Now, primary winding is connected to the AC source, and secondary is connected to the load side. So first of all, let I1 is the current primary winding, and E1 is the induced EMF in primary winding. Similarly, due to flux current in secondary, induced EMF is E2, and number of turns are N2. So from transformation ratio, V2 upon V1, N2 upon N1 equal to I1 upon I2 equal to K. This is the transformation ratio. Now we draw equivalent circuit of a ideal transformer. So first we consider ideal transformer on no load. Ideal transformer on no load. Suppose this is the ideal transformer and supply to the load is 0 because load is disconnected from the secondary winding. Now equivalent circuit for this is this is current I1 and it is divided into two parts. One is IM and second is IW. V1, similarly this voltage is V2, induced EMF is E2, and here induced EMF is E1. This is magnetic circuit, magnetically coupled. For ideal transformer on no load, equivalent circuit is this. Here input voltage is V1, current is I1. This current is the sum of I1 dash plus I0, and I0 is also of two components. One is IW and second is IM. So IM is magnetizing current which is required to set up magnetic flux in the core. Second is IW, which is working component or loss component in the transformer core. Similarly, induced EMF is E1, in secondary induced EMF is E2. Now, in ideal transformer, assumptions are: first is winding resistance is 0. Winding resistance is 0. Second assumption: losses, leakage flux is 0. Core loss losses in core loss in G. There are three assumptions for the ideal transformer. One is resistance of winding is zero. Second is leakage flux zero, and losses in the core are negligible. So here we are not seeing winding resistance is neglected at primary and secondary. So in this case, from transformation ratio V2 upon V1 is equal to N2 upon N1 is equal to I1 upon I2 is equal to K. So we can say that V2 upon V1 is equal to V2 upon E1 because winding resistance is neglected. So this is the equivalent circuit for a ideal transformer on no load. Now we draw phasor for this. So next is phasor diagram. Current phasor zero IM flux IM IW sum of IW plus I naught is equal to I naught is equal to I1. This is V1 is equal to minus of E1 and this is alpha. In no load condition, I1 is equal to I naught is equal to IW plus IM. So I naught I1 is equal to IW plus IM, which is shown in phasor. IM is magnetizing current, which is in the phase of flux phi m, and IW is loss component in the core, which is pure resistive, so it is 90-degree leading. Now next we draw phasor diagram for practical transformer. In load condition, equivalent circuit in load condition of transformer, equivalent circuit of transformer in loaded condition. In loaded condition, when load is connected to the transformer. So in this case, we connect, if we this is V1, R1, GX1, RN, R0, X0, X 2R2 or RL etc. RL etc. Now this is the equivalent circuit of practical transformer in loaded condition. This is Z1 and this is Z. Z1 impedance of primary winding. Z1 is impedance of primary winding. Impedance of primary winding. Z2 is impedance of secondary winding. Impedance of secondary winding. R0 no load component of resistance and X0 magnetizing reactance. Similarly, RL load resistance and XL is load reactance. Here current is I1, I0 plus I1 dash. Here current is I2, number of turns N2, here number of turns N1, induced EMF is E1, here induced EMF is E2. I1 is primary current, I2 is secondary current. I2 is secondary current. Similarly, V1 is primary voltage, terminal voltage, and here V2 is load terminal voltage. So from this figure, from this circuit, we see that I1 is equal to, from the circuit, I1 is equal to I0 plus I1 dash. So I1 dash is the primary current which is reflected from secondary side. We can say that secondary current reflected towards primary side, that is I1 dash. So from transformation ratio, it is I1 upon I2, I1 dash upon I2 is equal to N2 upon N1 equal to V1, V2 upon V1 equal to K. So from here we can say that I1 dash is equal to K times of I2. So here I1 dash is the secondary current reflected towards primary side. Here I1 dash is secondary current reflected towards primary side. So it is I1 dash and its value is K of I2. Now next we draw current phasor for this loaded condition transformer. First we draw for ideal transformer in load condition. Flux is phi m, magnetizing current in the direction of phi m, that is IM. No load component, that is IW. Sum of IW plus IM is I0. This is I0. Now secondary current is what? This is I2. This voltage is E2, V2. This is V1 equal to minus of E1 and V2 equal to V2. For ideal transformer. For ideal transformer. For ideal transformer. Now I2 towards primary reflective. So here this is I1 dash, I1 dash, that is 3 times of I2, and sum of I1 dash plus I0 is equal to I2. I1 is equal to I0 plus I1 dash and I0 is equal to IW plus IN. This way we can draw current phasor. This angle is alpha. This angle is theta. Theta or delta. So this is the current phasor of ideal transformer in loaded condition. We can write current phasor for ideal transformer. Ideal transformer in loaded condition. In loaded condition. Similarly, we can draw phasor diagram for practical transformer. Similarly, we can also draw phasor diagram for a practical transformer. So we know that in case of practical transformer, we assume winding resistance, losses in the core, and some magnetizing flux, that is BG flux. So here for practical transformer, flux is phi m, current IM, IW, sum of IW plus IM is equal to I0, angle is alpha. Similarly, current is E2, I2, and projection of this primary side is I1 dash. This is I1 dash, I1 dash. Sum of I1 dash plus I0. This is I1. This is I1. Similarly, E1, V1, E1, E2. Now, if V2 is equal to I cos star, I2 cos star, RL plus JXL. V2 is equal to IT into RL plus JXL. So here we can draw V2. So I into RL, I2 into RL plus J, I2 into XL. So here from this circuit figure, we can draw, this is current I2. So I2 R2 is here, and I2 JX2 is here. So this is V2. Similarly here, V1 is equal to, from V2 side, V1 is equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus X1 plus JX1. V1 is equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus JX1, or we can write V1 is equal to E1 plus I1 R1 plus I1 JI1 X1. So similarly for V2 we can draw a phasor diagram for V1 also, and E1 is equal to E2 is equal to E2. So for V2, if V2 is here, suppose small part here V2, then projection of V2 is here, towards the primary side. So in this way we can draw both current and voltage phasor for a practical transformer. Figure for practical transformer in load condition, in loaded condition. This is the phasor for ideal transformer in loaded condition, and this phasor represents the phasor of practical transformer in loaded condition. This difference is that in ideal transformer winding resistance is negligible, core losses are negligible, and leakage flux is negligible. But here in practical transformer we assume winding resistance, leakage flux and losses in the core. So thank you for today class, dear students.